Hi guys, I'm so excited for the Pentaverate. I really enjoyed it. I actually finally I learned how to say the name today. For the last few weeks, I've been the Penta. What the I gotta say, so I apologize in advance. I'm gonna ask a lot of Mike Myers questions because I'm a giant Mike Myers fan. I've dressed up like him every year since I was a kid from Halloween.
Oh my God,
I even got this from last year. I was Dr. Evil.
Bro,
you did good.
You look amazing.
Wow,
Thank you. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, and you even had like the Dr. Evil layer there, the lattice.
Yeah.
The window.
We put it on there.
Incredible.
Thank you. But so I just wanted to say I'm sorry if all of my questions pertain to Mike, but I'm just a super fan of him.
You got it. We got you.
Debbie, I have a theory that Susan from So I Married an Axe Murderer went through some shit and is actually Patty Davis undercover. I haven't finished the show yet. I have 2 more episodes, but that's what I'm running with. Has it been exciting to play a new character opposite Mike after so many years?
Oh my God, yes. I mean, I've always loved Mike Myers, and we're of a similar age, so I kind of feel like we grew up together. And when he called, and they wanted me to play the role, I was like, what? And then he got on Zoom and he like vetted me basically. He like watched a lot of my current stuff since So I Married an Axe Murderer and decided that I was like his choice to play a character that he was supposed to play. So I was really nervous and really honored. And he's been one of the greatest talents to work with because he's so multi-talented. He's so smart. He's a generous teacher, a friend. He goes into character where he's just laser focused and you're like, whoa, multiple accents, working through back pain, working through schedules, being fatigued. And, I respect him so much. And I learned a lot on this particular show. And I'm so grateful I got to be a part of it.
That's awesome. I don't want to put either of you guys on the spot, but do you have a favorite Mike Myers character?
I personally have 2. I loved, I love Lord Lordington in the Pentaverate because he was like a paternal figure to Patty and also to Debbie. And I love obviously Austin Powers, but I loved him in Bohemian Rhapsody.
Such a good call.
Yeah,
I didn't even know it was him. I was like, wait, that's Mike. Oh my God,
that's good.
Yeah, as an actor, I mean, you forget that he also does drama. He's really good.
Yeah, I'd have to say I really like Ken Scarborough, the main character of the Pentaverate. It's just to me, and it's so wonderful. I would have to say departure for him because his whole goal is to be kind and wholesome and pure, and he committed to that. And doing scenes with him as Ken, it was breathtaking just from an acting standpoint because he's really committed to. He's not going into it's not like a comedian going to the same bag of jokes with like 8 times. He really is committing to that. But historically, Dr. Evil is my favorite character of all time. That's just what I could quote ad nauseum to my friends. And like you, I'm the biggest Mike Myers fan. And I saw Austin Powers 2 like in theater by myself multiple times, and I'm that guy. I'm like you. And we're I just wanted to do the movie or the series just to watch his I just want to watch him work. Yeah. It's a sign of a great project where I don't even care about what I'm doing. I care about what I'm doing, but I don't care about what I'm doing because I just want to watch Mike's process. And I got the best seat in the house watching him go. And I've never seen anything like it, and I probably never will. And it was just a once in a lifetime opportunity for me. And also, I dare say with Debbie as Patty, she's like the moral compass that kind of keeps the train rolling on the Pentaverate. Absolutely. So kept it grounded for us comedians just to go.
Yeah. Ken, I got to give you your props too. I've always felt like Mr. Chow is one of those brilliant characters who's just ripe for his own spinoff now with streaming services looking to capitalize on content. Has there ever been any discussions of that, or would you entertain like a Hangover spinoff with Mr. Chow?
I think what I like about the Hangover trilogy is that it's the only thing I've done that we knew the third one would be the last one forever. And we knew that. I remember the last day of filming, as a group, all of us together, we're not really an overly sentimental group, but Todd Phillips, the director, was just taking photos and putting on Instagram just last days of just, it was to go out on your own terms in anything in life is a rarity. And I love the fact that was the last moment. That's
so you don't see a spinoff.
I don't see a spinoff. I think that this is, I really liked how everything wrapped up in a lovely bow. If it wasn't for The Hangover, I wouldn't even be here talking. If it wasn't for The Hangover, I wouldn't be in a Mike Myers project. I wouldn't be working with Debi. So I owe my career to The Hangover. Well,
I will cherish the trilogy as it is forever. Guys, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. You're both wonderful in the show.
Enjoy the ride.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Hi, guys.
Hi. Hello.
I'm so excited to talk to you. I love the Pentaverate. I think it's so funny. It feels like Mike Myers' greatest hits compilation sort of thing. I like to think that the Pentaverate is taking place in a giant Mike Myers universe where all of his characters coexist. So can you confirm the existence of the MMU?
The Mike Myers universe. I cannot speak. I wouldn't dare. I'm contracted to not, so.
Yeah, she is secretly a member of but we can't talk about
the MMU.
That's fair. Yeah, I don't want to put you guys on the spot like that anyway. So
sorry. Next question,
the wolves have ears,
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of putting you guys on the spot, I'm a giant Mike Myers fan. I've grown up just I dressed up as so many different characters of his in high school and for Halloween. And do you guys have a particularly like a favorite Mike Myers character?
For me, Austin Powers, I think, really, because that was, being British, the whole Austin Powers franchise, it was such a love letter to London, in that time. And he sort of embodied it, and right. It was really affectionate, like all things that Mike does. It's a real affection about it. He cares, and so he's got heart. Yeah,
I agree. And I think Shrek has to be my Mike Myers dream. I just remember, it's so fond memories of childhood when I think about Shrek. So Shrek has a place in my heart.
Yeah, it's when you really think about it and break it down, like he's just got so many. I mean, even from Saturday Night Live and so on and so forth. I mean, there's just so many Mike Myers characters that, I could rattle off. And for me, it's hard to even choose a favorite. I can only imagine how entertaining yet difficult it can be to act opposite somebody who's playing so many characters. Tell me a little bit about that experience from both of you guys.
Well, you're only ever really dealing with one Mike Myers at a time, but
naturally.
So we're not seeing multiple ones. But Mike would sort of generally do a day in each character. So you'd go to multiple locations and shoot with that one character in all those different locations. But whichever character he was inhabiting, it was always rooted in a fundamental truth, and the wonderful prosthetics, the makeup that Louis did, which are just extraordinary. I mean, even if you took that away, you'd still recognize each one of those characters because, as I say, they're completely grounded in truth. Yeah.
I actually, to this day, I met Mike in my trailer before on a rehearsal day, and he was in a makeup test, and I met him as Ken Scarborough. And to this day, I haven't ever seen Mike Myers without makeup.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I've met him as Ken, I've met him as Anthony, but I don't know what Mike looks like.
Oh, wow.
That's amazing. Does he stay in character most of the time?
No.
Okay.
No, he's not method at all. No.
I can only go based on my experience of dressing up like Mike Myers characters, and I try to stay in it the whole time.
For Halloween, the night of Halloween, you have to.
Yeah, you have to. Just the whole time. I'm just. Do I make you horny, baby? Do I? I don't.
No, as soon as the cameras stopped rolling, he would, he'd be back to being Mike and joking and keeping the energy going. And he's a very funny guy. Yeah. But as soon as the cameras were rolling, he was instantly back into that character. Yeah.
Right. Well, you guys have both done a lot of aside from just this comedy series, you've done a lot of serious things as well. I mean, Richard, you were in 1917, and Lydia, you were in Suspicion, both of which I love. By the way, I'm a big fan of both of those. So, are there any difficulties that you guys find transitioning between like drama like those projects versus like doing a comedy series with Mike Myers?
Yeah, well, I found this was my first comedy project, and I found it daunting and both nerve-wracking, kind of stepping on set with Mike, and at the end of the scenes when we'd cut and he'd just start improvising, I did not know how to take that, and it took me back to drama school. I was like, what do? I need to answer. And it was so fun and so freeing, and as an actor, you rarely get that opportunity just to have fun and be silly, apart from minus kind of drama school days. But I found that really, really fun, and it just helped me warm up and get really comfortable and almost find the character still, because there's only so much you can do with the script, and then when you go off book, you can really play with it. And I found that amazing about Mike doing that at the end of scenes.
Well, the director often wouldn't call cuts, so you think, oh my God, what do I do now? What do I do now? And there'd be a little kind of banter, a to and fro, and some of that stuff stayed in, which was really nice, because Mike's very democratic. He's not precious about that. If something is funny, it'll go in there. If it's not, you get rid of it. But he's not sort of dictatorial, and this is the way it's got to be. And that's lovely, because playing comedy is a kind of exchange of energy, really, between the two of you, and he's just great at that.